And the majority of these challenges that I'm going to put out there for you are going to be 7-day challenges. And the goal is going to be 100% successful for 7 days in a row. This does not have to be a Sunday through Saturday type of routine. Like you can start this any day of the week. You should be willing to start this any day of the week. You don't want to say, hey, I'm going to start this once the weekend's over. You don't want to fall into that trap. So just know that this 7 days in a row can really start and should start on any day. So this first challenge, I don't know if you should really call it a challenge, maybe an exercise. This involves asking yourself if nothing changes. So if nothing changes, I don't change a thing about my life, what is it going to look like in 5 years from now? What is it going to look like in 10 years from now? However far out you want to go. And you need to do this in extreme detail. You need to ask yourself if nothing changes, not just my physical body, I mean, that's usually where we go first, how will we look physically? Um, and think about that, but we're not going to stop there. What are my relationships going to look like if nothing changes? What is my financial situation going to look like if nothing changes? What are my day-to-day emotions, my day-to-day responsibilities? What are they going to look like if nothing changes? So you don't want to shock yourself here. You want to paint a picture that you can be confident you don't want to go there. So you're going to take time and you're going to think it through and you're going to write it down. Okay? You want to go for worst case scenario here. Okay? You're creating something that you definitely are ready to turn away from. Once you do that, you're going to flip the coin. So you're going to say, okay, if I could design anything I wanted for myself, how would I look 5 years from now? And again, we're not stopping at how do our bodies look. You can start there. How does your hair look? How does your skin look? Envision yourself in that perfect outfit. Go there, down to the finest detail. But then you need to go into your relationships. How are your relationships in your life? Ideally, if you are as healthy as you can be in all ways, how are your relationships looking? What's your financial situation look like? What are your daily emotions that you're experiencing? You want to write this down in full detail. You want to paint a beautiful picture for yourself. So then once you do this, hopefully your worst case scenario is enough to just kind of shock you out of that and make you commit to making some changes. So then every day you're going to wake up. First thing, you're going to read this vision that you've created for yourself, the good one, the one that if you could design it, your life to be any way that you could design it, like this is what it would look like. This is how you would look physically. This is how you would feel physically. These are the emotions you would have every day. This is how your relationships would be with the people that you care about. You're going to read that every day. And as you go through your day, you're going to envision that. You're going to close your eyes and you're going to visualize that person. You're going to ingrain this picture into your brain so that your body thinks that you're already there. You're going to convince yourself that this is who you are now. And not only would I do that in the morning, I would read that before you go to bed at night as well. So write those out, and you're going for 7 days here, 7 days in a row. You want to get up, you want to read that vision of yourself that you're going to design every day. We're going for 7 days in a row. Good luck.